But on these areas, what I would do is anywhere along the fence and where you've got stuff growing in that's where I like to use a wash light. So a wash light is basically a wash light like this. It's similar to an uplight, which I'll talk about as well, which is your most common, most popular light. The wash lights, the reason I like using these is they have a wider angle beam spread, and they have this frosted filter, which makes it a very soft light. So when you're dealing with stuff that's not necessarily over 6-8 feet high, you don't need as bright of a light, and this does a better job of spreading and creating that subtle light, especially in a tinier landscape, because if you use something too bright, it's just going to be way too overpowering. So hey guys, it's Cal from the Lighting Doctor here. I hope you guys enjoy this video with some more great landscape lighting tips. To learn more about landscape lighting, go and check out our website at lightingdoctor.ca, or if you want to see what a real quality landscape light should look like, go and check out our Try It Before You Buy It offer, where you can get a premium quality fixture at a discounted rate with your very own battery pack, so you can go and test out how that light's going to look and feel what a real premium quality light should look like. So go and check us out at lightingdoctor.ca, or go watch more videos on YouTube just by searching for the Lighting Doctor. Hey, Damon, yeah, thanks for your email and for your pictures. I think you got a really great yard. It might not be big, but it's very well landscaped, and some cool things you can do with landscape lighting. And I love Northern California. I lived just outside of Sacramento for years. That whole area from the Bay Area right up the entire coast is amazing. So happy to have a look at this project for you. So I'll kind of give you a breakdown. I mean, a couple things I want to do, especially if I have a smaller yard like this, is that I want to really, I want to make it look bigger at night than it actually is. And the way we do that is by perimeter lighting. So we kind of have lights around the perimeter, so as you're looking out, you don't just see the dark space, you actually see the border of the property, and it actually makes it look bigger. So a lot of what I'm going to talk about is just around the perimeters and stuff. I will talk about throwing an uplight here. There'll be another picture, but I just kind of wanted to give you an idea because I have that picture up. But on these areas, what I would do is anywhere along the fence and where you've got stuff growing in that's where I like to use a wash light. So a wash light is basically a wash light like this. It's similar to an uplight, which I'll talk about as well, which is your most common, most popular light. The wash lights, the reason I like using these is they have a wider angle beam spread, and they have this frosted filter, which makes it a very soft light. So when you're dealing with stuff that's not necessarily over 6-8 feet high, you don't need as bright of a light, and this does a better job of spreading and creating that subtle light, especially in a tinier landscape, because if you use something too bright, it's just going to be way too overpowering. So that's where I would use a wash light in an area like this, where I would probably try and have one here that's kind of shining up. Now the real key is when this is in the ground, you almost want, and this is the same with uplights or anything, you almost want it shining more upright than you actually think, because what that does is it does a better job of not creating a hot spot on the object and kind of grazing it, and bringing out all the little subtleties and stuff that you have in the plants and the hardscape structure. So I might try and get one over here, and I'll show you another breakdown of that too. The same thing I would kind of do over here, where I would just kind of split up these panels, and I might have one here that's kind of highlighting these, and another one over here that's highlighting these. You don't need to highlight every plant, as long as you kind of have some consistency with the light. It looks really well, looks really nice. Also in the back here, that's something else I would want to do, especially because you have the cool vines and stuff growing. I definitely want to highlight and feature those, and that's where I would probably try and use like a wash light here that kind of highlights this, and then another one over here that kind of highlights this, but then make this tree the star of the show, where you have an uplight here that's close to the base, again shining upright, highlighting the trunk, and then spreading up in the top here. Now the only thing is, if I think in your email you might have mentioned that this is going to be grass and stuff, so if there is grass and there's not a bed around this tree, the only thing you'll want to do is use an in-ground light like this, which basically you'll get the exact same effect as you will out of here. You can angle the light in here. I can't remember, it's about 25 or 45 degrees or something like that. Not that you'll need to angle it that much, but this can just go flush right in the grass, and now you can just mow over it, so you don't have to worry about a fixture sticking out of the grass that you have to maintain around. But I would definitely have one of those up there. Same thing over here. This is where I would probably try and maybe I throw a wash light here and a wash light here, and then over in this corner tree, because this is a little bit taller, this is where I would use an uplight. because I want to push that light up into the canopy a little bit. So again, having it fairly close to the base of that tree, shining fairly upright, would be a nice way to do it. Already kind of talked about this area. This is where you might want to throw an uplight over in here, because this is kind of the walkway. I thought there was another picture. Yeah. So from this angle, I think if you had an uplight here, this would be nice because it would kind of highlight this as you're looking back from the yard, as well as you'd get some kind of reflective light that almost would act like path lighting down here, and kind of light up this, you know, the area leading back here, which is nice to have some extra light in there. So if I was to kind of break this down, it would kind of look like this, and I'm using new software here, but it kind of shows you the breakdown of what it might look like with the uplight here that I mentioned and the uplight here that I mentioned, as well as the one that highlights the tree, whether this has to be an in-ground light or an uplight, same kind of idea. And then I would have my two wash lights back here that kind of highlight that back, you know, viney fence part that you have. And then over here, it just depends on the length. I think it's small enough that you could probably get away with 2. You might find that you want to add 3 of them. Nice thing is you can always add it later. These lights come with a, they actually have a 10-foot lead wire on them. So if you position it here and you position one here and you decide, you know what, I need another one, well, then you can move this one 5 feet this way. You can use that kind of same connection, tie another light in there, have it, you know, 5 feet this way, and then this one you can move as well if you have to, without having to make a whole bunch of extra connections. And I would say probably 70 to 80% of the time after people add landscape lighting, they almost always come back and add more stuff down the road because they love the look of it. But I always suggest more is almost always better to get started. You can always add on later. You would have no problem with these amount of lights. Your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you know, 7 wash lights, 3 up lights, your 10 lights. You can easily fit them on a transformer like this. If you need help customizing a kit, we can definitely help you with that. Make sure you have the appropriate amount of wire, connectors, and all that. Or you can just play around on the website, add those lights, add the transformer. You probably only need about a bag of waterproof connectors like these. Or you could just do a whole transformer kit like this as a transformer wire, has your connectors, has the Wi-Fi timer built into the transformer, all that stuff, and then you just have to add your lights. But you could easily fit everything that I just suggested on that single transformer. But if you need any help, have any questions, please let me know, and we can go from there.
Hey guys, it's Cal from the Lighting Doctor here. We're going to show you how to light up your landscape with our in-ground well lights. This is a great light for any of those high traffic areas, and basically what it'll do, it'll give you the same accent lighting effects that you would get from an uplight. But if you're in an area where you don't have like a landscape bed and it's a high maintenance area like a lawn, and you don't want to have to trim around a light, this is where you can use this light. It sits directly flush in the ground so that you can just mow right over it. Or really in any areas where you don't want to see the actual fixture and you want that light hidden, this is a great light for that. But keep in mind, this is going to give you pretty much the same effect that you get from any uplight or accent light. The only difference is the light's going to be a little bit lower, so it's going to start even lower at the base. But again, you can increase the intensity, you can lower the intensity of the bulbs that go in here. So it's great if you have smaller trees that you just need to use a low intensity LED lamp on, or if you've got some giant oak trees around the property, and that's commonly where this is used. If you have a tree that's just too big to have a mulch bed all the way around it, and you need to get this light out into the lawn to be able to properly accent those big, giant, beautiful trees that you have in your home, this is the light that you want to use to create as minimal headaches and maintenance as possible, so that you can just keep it clean, but keep those landscape areas lit properly. But if you're looking for more great ways to use this light and so many others, go to our website at lightingdoctor.ca and go access our free consultation, where you can actually send pictures of your property and we're going to review them and send you back some thoughts and some suggestions on what are the best lights to use on your property and how to go and use those effectively. So I hope you guys got something out of that, and thanks so much for watching. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching. I hope you guys got some great do-it-yourself landscape lighting tips. Now, please be sure to go to our website at lightingdoctor.ca and check out our how-to page. It's full of great resources, from our podcast to our video to our most frequently asked questions. And also check out our Try It Before You Buy It light, where where you can actually go now and get one of our premium quality uplights and a King Innovation Insta-Light, which is basically a battery pack now that allows you to go and run those lights and test them out on your property. Try it for 14 days. If you don't love it, send it back to us and we'll give you a full refund. And if not, you keep the light at a discounted rate and go and buy what you need for your project. So thanks again for watching. Please be sure to leave us a comment. We'd love your feedback. Have a great day.